Colleagues, it was reported at the end of last week that the Attorney General's office would not pursue criminal charges in connection to an unannounced active intruder drill conducted at the Hawthorn Center just before Christmas of last year. While criminal activity may not have been found in relation to this one poorly conceived and executed event, many questions relating to proper care and other potentially unlawful actions remain unanswered. Serious concerns relating to the operation of the state's only psychiatric hospital for minors run much deeper than a single disastrous emergency drill. At least 17 young patients escaped under the supervision of Hawthorn personnel since 2020, and the facility has become the subject of growing scrutiny, going beyond the scope of the lawsuit prompted by the December of 2022 active intruder drill. This summer, I hosted a listening session in my district to hear from former patients and family members about their experiences with the center. I was joined by my fellow senator from the 23rd District and some of our colleagues from the House. From disheartening living conditions to physical mistreatment and insufficient care, the stories we heard from families and former patients who have relied on the facility's services range from heartbreaking to tragic. I feel strongly that it is our duty as legislators to do all we can to ensure state officials are held accountable and to restore confidence for our residents who rely on the vital services the Hawthorn Center is meant to provide. This is why I have requested the Michigan Office of the Auditor General conduct an independent investigation of the facility. Thankfully, the Auditor General has already informed me that they will consider a request for the 2024 audit cycle. Before we adjourn for summer break, I also made formal requests to the appropriate committee chairs to open legislative hearings on this same subject. I am hopeful that we can work together on this important task as we begin our fall schedule. More must be done on behalf of individuals and families who have suffered in the center's care. Unfortunately, the concerns over care at the Hawthorn Center are growing. At the same time, young people are struggling more and more with mental health issues. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported mental health-related emergency room visits for adolescents aged 12 to 17 increased by 31% in 2020. In fact, prominent pediatric associations, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, declared a national emergency in children's mental health in the wake of the shutdowns and isolation experienced during the COVID crisis. Vulnerable young people and their families deserve access to quality mental health care they can trust, and the legislature has an obligation to help repair what is broken in this system. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that my comments be printed in the Journal.